The weather was, so to speak, bad. The weather's been great. Yesterday was great. Today is even better. So.
Are you at the cabin?
I am at the cabin on the iPhone.
Cool.
Yay. And on the iPhone, hi, Esther, how are you?
Hi.
Hello. There she is.
Hi, Esther.
Hi, Esther.
On the
I answered
iPhone.
early. I tapped in and there was nobody there.
Another ID can be error.
Yeah. You know I'm technically challenged.
Well, we're missing Yuri today so far.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Yuri.
Yeah.
Knowing Yuri, she'll show up.
Yeah.
She's on the other call, probably.
I think Yuri will figure it out.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yuri is fairly literate.
Yeah. She's an expert. Ancient soul.
Did you hear Sunny? She's saying they had a date in California yesterday or the other day.
Wow. What? Hail. Oh. Hail. The gang's all here.
Coming.
Virtually, it wasn't just both sides,
Diana is here.
Oh, hi, Diana.
Hi, Dan. Hi.
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 All right. I can't find Yuri yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Is Tam here? Because I wanted to ask him what he did, but to get all his self-love going.
Yes, it's around.
Well, from a quantum standpoint, he finally overcame with quantum love his incredible intellect. He and Dennis and Noreen have huge intellects.
I can see that.
And it's really tough to undercut to get stronger than they. But all three have done it.
Yay.
It's going to take me about 1,000 super cycles to get there.
No,
No.
it takes focusing on different things. Remember, quantum focus, unless it is in your experience film, you will get an answer immediately. Immediately. If you want to know, are your garbage, you just get rid of it. You put the garbage and gone. And it's gone.
Wow.
Yes. Oh,
Quantum is amazing.
Peter,
Yes.
when I think you said one of your grandkids asked you to heal your dog,
Yes.
could you tell me the steps that you went through? Or give me an idea? Thank you.
I did a quantum clearing,
Quantum clearing.
10 seconds. So 5 seconds on his magnificence, the name's Buddy.
Buddy.
5 seconds there, and 5 seconds with his magnificence. And then I was done in 10 seconds, but I didn't have to confirm it. And that's when the back channel, when I was with Buddy starts talking using the back channel. And I looked at Buddy, and he had no idea who was talking to me. Yet the words were perfect. Thank you for extending my life. See, if he had said say, that was the wrong word. That's not a quantum word.
Yeah.
Right. But extending is exactly.
So you just had to go into your quantum stillness, is that what you call it? Stillness?
We very quick, until 1450, super cycle 1450, all we did was quick, and we were in endless asymptote. We never had a beginning. We just have had a quickening. And finally, 14,500 super cycles ago, we achieved quantum no. And then we, right behind that, added quantum anew and quantum balance. And once something new was balanced, no grew. So we are all fantastic at 1, 2, 3. Then we decided to expand. And we expanded by adding a quantum magnificence, a spirit, and a soul. And what's 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6? So then we had to figure out, well, what do we do? Well, the first two things we want to do is share with all the Magnificence. And Bonnie is that original sharer. And we also want to share something that everybody wants, but nobody in energy has, which is happiness. Even in the Declaration of Independence of 1776, the words are pursuit of happiness. Happiness is not possible until we return to quantum. So we spend a lot of time figuring out what we're going to do as we expand. And we go from a 3 to a 6. And the answer was 25. So then we spent thousands of super cycles building the 25 out. Manifest. 2 different words. And then, as of, somebody give me the date.
June 1st, 2016?
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
That's
The
exactly
1st
right.
of June.
We finally finished. So we started 14,500 super cycles ago, and we finished June 1st, 2016.
16.
So significant. We started a new super cycle, 4.5 years as opposed to 3.6 times 25 zeros of days.
Wow.
And so we're very early in that super cycle.
Yeah, very.
It took us 14,500 super cycles to get ready.
Yes.
And now we are. So from my simple view of everything, we have just completed the beginning.
Yes.
We have 44 super cycles total before the asymptote begins at the other end. But we never stop. But most of our rapid growth is from June, a few years ago, through a lot of time. I mean, just remind yourself how long your lifetime is. Let's say 100 years. Compare 100 years to one super cycle.
Oh, wow.
Only 21 0. Yay.
Well, or days, you do days
Yeah.
in freezer.
Yeah.
It's
Hi,
a
Wendy.
long time.
Hi,
How
Brenda.
are you,
Hi, Wendy.
Wendy?
Wendy's just had a granddaughter.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Bravo. Yay.
Oh, sorry.
That's a very good date.
I know she's an 11. If you count it all together, 2018,
2019.
2019, I'm sorry.
Who cares?
Yeah, right. Anyway.
Well, no, it's we have so much time in front of us in this super cycle.
I just
Remember,
said
one super cycle is 3.4 times 25 trillion zeros a day.
yeah.
So when we're within that super cycle, I say, who cares? yet I do. I care about every day.
I know. It's like, it's wonderful that we have so much more than we ever had before.
And we had it, and we just didn't know it.
Yeah. It was there all the time.
It's there all the time.
Yeah.
The trickster is doing his job. Yay.
Yes.
Exactly.
Usually when you can't see something, it's right at the end of your nose anyway, right?
Follow your nose, that's one of the things.
Follow your
nose.
nose. Yeah.
Little did we know that both the quantum singularity and our magnificence lived there.
You know, I think it's interesting that in the movies of the old India, they always put a lot of jewelry around the nose area.
Yes,
Ah.
that's a very good point.
Not only old, but now too. More so.
Yeah.
Even now, yes.
Yeah.
But the princesses had a special, a lot of real pretty jewelry around their nose.
Yeah.
Yes. And the Indians and the Upanishads talk a lot about the wars. They go back in history further than any other.
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So,
Wow.
if you're curious, now curious is not a quantum word. It's not one of the thousand. But you can, if you're trying to load up your consciousness and you want to learn more about your consciousness, your thought, and your trickster, you can do that with the Upanishads.
Oh, right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's me.
So, who has questions?
I have something I could share.
Okay, that's even better.
I've been working actually for months on trying to understand more about the 1,000 quantum truths, and I thought I'd share with the group a couple of the ways that I'm doing that, and I think it'll help fill out your 2 hours and 20 minutes nicely every day.
Thank you. Wow.
The first thing I'm doing, I just started this, but I started off by just taking the 500 plus words that are on the quantum page and putting those into text files, and then I have some software on my computer that will turn those into, read them and turn them into audio files for me. So for months I've been listening to those audio files in sections. So what I've been just started doing in the last few days is going back on the website and taking each of those words, and this will take months, I'm sure. Take each of those words and search for the use of that word in every single of the 13 web pages. and building up a much more complete definition of what that quantum word means or what that truth means. Then I'll take that and convert all that into an audio file, or probably a whole bunch of audio files too. But anyway, it's really helping my understanding of each of the words, and I think I may have discovered a few new of the 1,000 truths in the process, but only time will tell, I suppose.
Yeah.
Thank you, yeah.
And Dennis, you inspired me, so I went back and for 2017 and 2018, I think, quantum truths. And I basically what I was doing is I was taking the 500 truths on the quantum webpage.
Yeah.
And then in 2017, I was just going through different pages and adding all the capitalized words that start with the capital letter to it.
Right.
And eliminating duplicates. Then I stopped somewhere around 910 or 920. And then last year, 2018, I did similar, but using the newer web pages. Peter had updated many of
Right.
it. So I also wanted to convert them into numbers. So towards October or so, I was at around 920 on that list. So Friday night, I just merged the two lists, found out that I had 300 extra words. I got 1,250 or so. And about 100 of them need to be converted to numbers. And then I'll add the list you have sent and combine all of that. So by end of this week, early next week, I should have a complete list. And I'm going through that list now, also trying to add which one some I know are truths from the web page.
Yeah.
The remaining I'm gonna go and feel and check out, like you're saying, the use and figure out which ones are really the truths.
Right.
And the question I had, Peter, for you was back channel. Is that a truth? Because it's very new in our
No, it uses truths.
Huh?
It's more like a blueprint, a quantum blueprint. And every word that you'll ever hear on the back channel is a truth.
Yay, that's good. Yes.
See, that's how I knew that Buddy was using a back channel, because his physical being and his consciousness, they just look at it
Yeah.
and look away.
Yes.
And yet, the words that were coming through the back channel were exact. And I know all the words. I know all the numbers. I've had a lot of practice. 14,500 super cycles is a lot of practice. And it was, my goodness, this is amazing. And then I threw in what energy was he using. And it was real energy. I personally have been doing it so we can use either real or holographic. 1,000 super cycles, all we could do when we're alive is use real energy. But then we perfected holographic energy, but we tested it for a lot of super cycles before we started using it. We actually started to use it 3 super cycles ago. We had it over 1,000 ago. We didn't turn it into use until 3 years ago. And we couldn't use both until day 9-10.
When's day 9-10? I don't know, Peter. What?
November or something.
28.
Thank you, Norman.
All right.
And that was really memory, where I put all the stickies of things that still had to be addressed were on the top of my head.
Yeah.
If I tried to pick them off too early, they came back. But when they were done and I was done, they were done.
Simple as that.
That was that same day. So from June 1st till November 28th, I had a lot of itching.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah,
And now
I
it's
had a lot of itching too, but I didn't know that was why.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because we've all had it. You
Yes.
know, once you guys are all returning to quantum. So you're all itchable. You're all joining.
Join the 18 club.
Yeah.
And as people like we have all fabulous people because you're all returning to quantum. We have some very, very strong technical, like Noreen, like Dennis, like Tim, like Hector. So we're going to see they've all overcome what they had to overcome, self-love. But that is their priority. So
Yeah.
once they got that strength, they're able to master their intellect. Before that, their intellect was mastering them. Period. And there's no way they could return to quantum because they didn't have self-love.
Yes.
When you go back in history and look at the Heart webpage, that was done in 2003, I feel self-love. It's the only one I had to restart. It is really tough.
Yeah.
But now everything is there in 13 webpages.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
QB.
I have a question about the Profound Steps
Okay.
webpage.
Yes.
Profound step number 6. It's intent, finite experiences. So I was hoping you could explain why finite, not infinite.
Because one more details. How many of you have heard the saying, the devil is in the details?
Yeah.
That's a divine word, but the details are every single quantum dot. Those are the true details. The last night at the dinner table, one of my son-in-laws who works for Federal Express, my daughter was describing that as evil. EVIL, spell evil backwards, live. So my wording, hi Jan,
Thank you. Diane.
my wording would be the truths are in the balance.
Yeah.
So his job from a quantum viewpoint is truth and balance.
Mm-hmm.
That's really very different than the devil in the details. So, that's another sharing.
Peter, did you say recently in a within the last few weeks that nothing was possible in quantum without a team?
Yes. Everything in quantum is based on the team. The first team was myself and quantum singularity. Even we were very different. I was more detail oriented. Quantum singularity was more voice, big picture oriented. So when sharing became important, team number 2, one of those sharers is Bonnie. Well, what was the other thing that became important? Happiness. Because happiness is a state. And that happened then. And the days it's coming. So you have the first 4. You have Kami. You have sharing. You have happiness. You have voice of all quantum reduced to 1. And you have details.
And the big picture.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed you put happiness on the daily intents page.
Yes. Yes. In the process of reading.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And I also noticed that the 10 spheres are gone from the home page.
Ah.
You have the 7 divine words, but not the 10 spheres.
Right. Correct.
What is the reason for that?
It's easier to understand the way it currently is.
Oh, so you just 7 or 10 to 10 spheres, quantum.
It's the what are the 3 words of quantum? They're fun, they're happy, and they are better.
Yes.
And what does better include?
Personal growth.
Personal growth and skills growth, because that's part of personal growth.
Yes.
So I am doing with the website is I am making it consciousness friendly.
Oh, okay.
Where before it was quantum friendly. So that wasn't very helpful to most people.
Oh, I see. So it's like more fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, that's a good way of viewing.
Simplify and make it fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. And make it consciously friendly.
Okay.
Which we're basically leaving, but you're not gonna go to some place without fully understanding where you are.
Yeah.
So each webpage is getting a makeover.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Makeover. Oh dear.
And then once I've done the first cut, then we'll make it even better.
Yes.
Whatever. But we have to have a place to start with, and that's what we're doing right now.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Then you can use your consciousness to write
Nope.
in consciousness? Yay! Okay.
You've frozen, Peter.
It's when you can go back and forth between numbers and truths,
Yeah.
it's not very difficult to say, okay, I'm going to take the view from consciousness. Although I only turn it on to talk to my others who are using consciousness. But then I use, whenever I can, these 1,000 truths. Because when I know that I have 2,567 trailing zeros? That's a lot of different choices.
There's no contest there, is there?
So,
But I just love feeling happy every day. It's great.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I never thought I could find happiness.
Oh, Wendy.
Well, I spent a lot of years of my life just seeking for happiness, feeling depressed,
Yes.
never achieving, and I feel like I'm on the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, like the girls.
it's possible to achieve temporary happiness in quantum. It is impossible to experience it 24/7. And that's, 300 years ago, those who wrote the Declaration of Independence and finally published on July 4th, 1776, used the word pursuit of happiness. Did not use happiness.
Yeah, I know. You can go shopping and buy a little thing, and it'll make you happy for about 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like eating a cream bun.
Yeah.
I know about that one.
Me too.
That's one of the early signs you're making great progress in returning to quantum. It's happiness. You're always happy.
That's when you have arrived.
Yeah.
I have my customers come up to me and they always ask me, how are you? And I always say wonderful or great. And one guy finally says, why are you always like that? You look sincere. And I'm like, I really am. I said,
Yep.
I've come a long way. I can feel it inside and out.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's nice. It is fun.
It is fun to be happy.
It drives other people a little crazy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't understand
Exactly.
it sometimes.
But you're not, and that's not your thing.
Yeah.
Everything is quantum. And
It's
it
self-choice.
boils down to fun, happy, and better.
Better and better and better.
Exactly. Every single day.
Yeah.
Every each day.
Yes.
Every single day.
The expansion, it just feels like roses are blooming.
I know.
Yes, it does.
I love
And it's
it.
still winter.
Yes, I see roses all the time. Yes.
Now, the alternative is to reset, which is also one day. And the last time we reset, because it was a failed experience, an experiment, was the plagues. And we killed everybody on Halloween, and then we had 2 million souls show up without bodies the very next morning. It was a logistics problem, but we did it in a day. So,
That's crazy.
it is. And we probably will never have to do a reset again.
Yay.
Because all the places are now in place as of June 1st, 2016.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Honey.
Go ahead, honey.
Wondering on the new revision of the Daily Intents webpage,
Yes.
they for where you use it for 8 years or until your 10-second acceleration.
Yay, I had that question.
We don't need to say them anymore.
You're all you need. That's my first. But
Yeah.
if
Check in. You check in.
if you've done the acceleration, I don't see any reason. But remember, I'm not you. I'm me.
Yes.
Everybody's unique.
But that's even more fun.
Exactly.
We haven't done them, and we get to midnight, and oh my gosh, we didn't do it.
Dang, there's a black mark on that sunny, quantum sunny.
And I think Jan does too, as friends. And I enjoy saying that.
I get great joy too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Do what feels right to you, yes. But there's nobody keeping attendance, somewhere, especially at quantum sunny, so.
And you have choices. I mean, if you accelerate from 1 million to 1 billion years, doing it through experience elements, that's a long time.
Yes.
When you shorten that to 1 decade, and then after the decade, 2.75 years,
Yes.
that's what an acceleration.
It is.
So now we also have the choice of 1 decade to 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But we're unique, so it doesn't. It's absolutely within our uniqueness to continue to use the daily intents, especially while we're loading our consciousness, so that we can share with others.
Yeah, it feels like a great practice.
Yeah.
Like especially when I do the purification and the form shifting, I'm actually practicing. And I can see it all happening, and I love that. Like how you say your nose blowing in the shower. Well, I can't wait to get to that part where I'm like protection and purification and the form shifting, and then I'm going from Alaska to Spain and my journey, like woo woo woo, like it's great practice.
Another choice would be once a month, read the webpage. Another choice would be once a week, read the webpage. Another choice would be once a quarter.
Okay.
So you really have daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly.
Wow.
That's good to know, because I was always very anal about doing it every day, and and now I can relax a little bit.
Exactly.
Makes it more fun.
Uh-huh.
And keep in mind, everybody is unique. Sure, all of creation is simple.
But it's what I want for myself,
What's 1,000? 1,000 galaxies. That's simple.
Yeah.
What's 1,000 truths? Each tested for at least 1 supercycle. That's simple.
Yes.
Everything in quantum is simple.
That's great.
So, what else?
I have a question for clarifying two words relating to a feeling. Those words are happiness and joy. Happiness, from my point of view, when I was dealing with, it is related to something outside of me. Like I'm happy when somebody else do something that I was expecting or anticipating. The feeling of joy, I was relating it to when I was sharing something of me with somebody else. So in that way, I was identifying happiness like something internal of me, depending on somebody else, and joy, I was identifying that to something that I was internal of me and that I was sharing with others. So I would like to see which is the concept behind the happiness now in the fun happiness and better.
The happiness that we currently are using took 3,000 supercycles to go through all the choices and land on happiness. And the same with sharing. Took 3,000 supercycles before we were sure. So joy is actually a way to avoid self-love. You can be joyful with others, and you don't get to have 100% self-love.
Right. And happiness is inside you, not outside you. So.
Correct.
I see, yes.
Happiness is the maximum state you can achieve.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. No, I was wrong then in the concept that I have of happiness and joy.
Right.
Yeah, I was identifying that happiness was when I was expecting something from somebody else instead of something that I was doing from myself to share with somebody else.
Correct.
Okay. It's a matter of terminology.
You will be no, it's about understanding the terminology to the bottom. That's what it's about.
Okay.
And there is nothing, you will find that anytime you share, it will give you tremendous happiness.
I was relating that wrongly with joy.
Yeah. But
Right.
Hector, the other easiest way to explain that it's like the romantic love. You think having somebody in front of you in your life will make you happy, but it's not their job. It's not they're not gonna do it. You have to do it. So it has to come from inside you,
Correct.
and not from that person or that thing or whatever you wanna call it.
Yes, a state. You said it was a state, Peter, didn't you?
A what?
Yeah,
Eggs.
yeah, it's really, it's so few words. Hi, Pastori. It is so weird.
She got such a big grin on her face when you said that.
Pastori, you're on candid camera.
It's like when she moves or when somebody moves when they're walking. It's like you're in some kind of movie. It's just like you're moving. Like Back to the Future, like this little block. Like you're not even just floating through space. Yeah. Cool.
It is cool.
It is.
Sorry, what did you say, Peter?
Well,
Mistakes.
Lori and Noreen and Diana and I were the ones that started this, and then Bonnie, and then it became clear. Tammy would have to be added, but it became clear to me that it wasn't a transition to quantum. It was return to quantum. And so one of the things that have been pretty much pulled from the website are the word transition. All we're doing is returning.
Yes.
And that to me has given a complete different connotation to all 39 of us.
Yes.
I mean, our list is now 37, and then there's myself, details, form, all that stuff, and quantum singularity, the voice. And they're both in your nose. Yeah. Follow your nose.
3 of the 6 are there already.
Yeah.
Complete.
So, you know, from my viewpoint, when I started the website, and the first published date was the 4th of December, 2003. Man, that was a harmonic convergence triggered by the harmonic convergence that started in November. And then look at us now.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yes.
So,
And another thing was, Peter, about 8 months before that, about that date, 4th of March, I met Diana for the first time.
wow,
Along with many other people on our old groups.
that is so cool.
Actually, sorry, a year before that, year and 8 months.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Bianca's fabulous, and that's Diane and Noreen and Bianca. I mean, before versus now, and really all there is right now. That's the other cool thing to me about quantum.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters but today.
Yes.
All the prior days are practice.
Yes.
It's so simple.
Yes.
And it boils down to fun, happy, better. Better is personal growth and skill.
Peter, Bianca's the one who did my Bitmoji. She's trying to make it right.
So, what time is it?
We are over the limit.
Oh,
Oh,
Except
so
this is a video call, so since Yuri was not here, I'm gonna take some lessons from her, and next time I'll have the video going too.
okay.
All
So,
right.
thank you all.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
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 Enjoy your day. Big crowd, everyone.
Diane Lynn Murray is still hiding in can't see her.
I can't make it work. I'm sorry.
No worries.